Hello, my friends. I'm Bruce Larson, and I'm the IRC Tire Guy. Today, we are on location, ready to do a little tire change. As you can see, we're up in the higher elevations. A lot of you guys are moving up in elevation, getting close to the snow. There's actually some snow up there. You can't see it, but maybe we'll get into some today. But what I wanted to do was talk about what setup I'm using for this time of year. We're going to be getting into a lot of slick situations. The riverbeds are running. We're going to get into the canopy where it's quite muddy still, and we're looking for that maximum traction over the rocks, over the ledges, over the roots, over the logs. And I want to break down exactly what tire I'm running on the rear. And yeah, we're going to do a little tire change, quick tire change for you guys. So let's get right into it. We've got our Mousse here. This is a JX8 Dakota that I'm running right now. This is the tire that I run the majority of the time. But as soon as it gets to that point where it's just a little bit too gnarly, I'm finding those situations where I need that maximum traction. If I'm going to a race that I know is gonna be slick and gnarly, I would switch out to the IX09W. So let me break down the difference here. On the JX8 Dakota, and you know what, I'm just gonna start changing the tire while I'm talking about this. So on the JX8 Dakota, we have a 3-ply carcass. So that means from bead to bead, we have plies. It's quite thick. You can run this tire with tubeless. A lot of guys run tubeless. You can run it with tubeless. This is a gummy compound on top and a motocross compound on the sidewall. So that dual compound gives us the kind of hold up that we're looking for in the corners. It works really well on enduro cross. Honestly, it works really well everywhere. I really love this tire. But when I'm looking for that extra traction, I'm gonna switch out to the IX09W. Now, the reason I do that is, one, obviously, the IX09W is very soft. One of the biggest pieces about the IX09W that I enjoy, or that I love, is it's a trials compound all the way through. So again, this has a motocross sidewall. It's a trials compound all the way through the tire. So that makes it, I would say, much softer on its own. But on the other side of that, we also have a 2-ply carcass. The 2-ply compared to the 3-ply. So I don't recommend using the IX09W for any tubeless setup because you do run the risk of puncture. Another really good tubeless setup is the VE33S. That's our semi-gummy tire. That one has a 2-ply carcass with a breaker ply. So when I say 2-ply carcass, that means the plies run bead to bead. When I say breaker ply, that means right in the center where the knobs are, there's an extra. That gives increased rigidity and also that puncture resistance that a lot of you guys are looking for with that tubeless setup. I don't personally run tubeless. This is a Mousse setup. I'm going to show you exactly what it is. But yeah, for those guys that run tubeless, that VE33S works really well. It also has a semi-gummy compound, so that's gonna also help that puncture resistance. So anyway, we're just about broke off with this bead here. Honestly, it's kind of hard to talk about anything other than what you're doing while you're changing the tire. So we got that busted off. First, I'm gonna show you guys the Mousse setup. So we're gonna pull this guy out. This Mousse is like sweet spot as my hair gets in my face. I get a lot of dudes on this channel commenting about my hair. Are you talking about my hair? A lot of dudes out there worried about my hair, so quit worrying about it. All right, this is my setup. This is literally like mint. This is exactly what you want. You can see super, super worn in. A little bit of flake here. I mean, this is a soft setup, but this is what you want for those slick situations. Now, as you can see, we've drilled holes every 6 inches or so. This is about an 1.5 inch size hole. We've also cut the crown. I used a Sawzall to cut the crown off of this. I've also used like a foam cutter, like a heated foam cutter. It took a lot longer. It was kind of more challenging. So the Sawzall works. It kind of wears in quicker, I think, with the Sawzall, but anyway. Super dialed setup. This is gonna be super soft. This is a 110-100 size Mousse. I drill it, I cut it, I make sure it's as soft as possible, ready for that hard enduro setup. So I'm gonna grab my IX09W. First thing we need to do is we need to lube it up. kind of working in the dirt, but whatever. Like I said, I should have wore a hat today. Didn't think of that until I got up here. Bunch of hair in my face. So this is Sill Glide. This is for essentially brake components. This can withstand really, really heavy heat. This is the best lubrication for Mousses, in my opinion. It really never wears out. You can see that's from me pulling the Mousse out. I mean, it stays on, keeps that thing lubricated, make sure your Mousses aren't getting heated up. So we put a good dollop of Sill Glide into our brush and brush it onto the bead here, or brush it onto the inside of the tire. Got that dialed in. We're lubed up, ready to go. I always like to press down on the tire, and I use my boot. I'll get it started, bam, like that. Then you can just press it in with your boot the whole way around. Nice and soft. The beauty of running a really, really soft Mousse is it makes it easy to put the tire on, you know? Makes your life a lot easier. Okay. Try not to get any lube on my nice gear. All right, now that we're set up, this is a non-directional tire, so it doesn't matter what way I put it on. I always go sprocket. So, all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna load this thing up. I wanna talk a little bit about the 2 rim lock situation. A lot of guys are like, man, 2 rim locks, that seems like it's really hard to put on. Once you kind of learn how to do it, it's not that hard. And I will say, because this is so soft, I have to run 2. That being said, I have heard stories of Manny and the top hard enduro guys running like 6. At some of the hard enduro rounds, that's how soft their Mousse setup is. They're running 6 rim locks, which if you can do 2, you can do 6. It's really not that hard to add in the second rim lock, but we're gonna break it down for you. So, first thing I do is I pull the rim lock back and I catch it on the bead, just like that. And I use my knee to pull that thing up. We wanna pull it up as high as we can, so the bottom of the bead sucks down into the rim. We use 2 spoons to work it on. 1, 2, 1, 2, just like that. 2 more here, a little bite. There we go, and on. Come on, girl, there it is. Now, because we have 2 rim locks, we spin it over. We have this part of the bead right here. So I use 2 rim locks. I pull it back like this as a car drives by and embarrasses me while I'm talking to myself in the woods. Spin that back over. Easy money. Get that bead on. So you can see there, I use 2 rim locks to pull the bead out. Then I hold the 2. I press the nut side of the rim lock. I push it into the Mousse. That pushes it out away from the tire. Then I fold those back over and it catches the lip. So now we flip the tire back over. I like to keep the sprocket side up just so I try to keep as much grease away from the brake as possible, or lube away from the brake as possible. Grab our bead buddy. Put that on there. And we just start working our way around. Nice and easy. We can take big bites at the beginning here. Now, once we get to the rim lock that is across from I start at the rim lock and work my way around. You can do it, honestly, multiple ways, but once I get to the rim lock, I use this tool. This is the Zip Tie Tire Changing Bead Buddy tool. I love this stand. I know a lot of people have tried to get this. I don't know how many zip ties selling or if there even are for sale, but I sure am glad I have one. This tool is just a nice round, they've welded this round plate on so I can actually pull against the rim lock. So I put it into this hole here, I pull against the rim lock, and that sucks the bead down behind the rim lock itself, and I keep on working. Once I start to feel it get tight right here, I suck the bead down up on the opposite side. Boom, just like that. Now the bead's sucked down. We're always moving the tire in relation to the rim, making it easier so we don't break any of the cords inside of the tire. Nice and smooth. See, now I can just work those really tight sections nice and slow. I set myself up for the end here. I always put an extra one in just because you don't want to be fighting when the tire's tight to get that spoon into the tire. Nice and slow. We're never trying to hurry. That way I never break any beads or anything. I've honestly never broken an IRC bead. Now, I've seen people break IRC beads, but literally I've never broken one. I've probably ran more IRCs than anybody. Boom, I pull this back here. Same tool, go to the rim lock, pull it back. Boom, right in, nice and easy. Knock that bead buddy out, and our tire is on. All I gotta do now is tighten the rim locks and we're ready to go. Let's get up into some of the slick situations. And I want you guys to see the gnar that we're putting this tire through. As I said, 2-ply carcass, extra soft gummy compound. That's what I would recommend running if you're in a gnarly situation. If you're going to a race and you know it's gonna be nasty. If you're racing a hard enduro, if you're going on a ride that you know is gonna be way above your skill level, this tire is going to give you the highest likelihood of traction. Nice soft setup, and yeah, we are ready to roll. Let's get into some gnar. stay back on the way up. Here we go. This right here is the scariest crossing on everything that I do. I do not like this ledge. It's so slick. I don't know, we'll see. Trust in it. Nope. Right there. That is exactly, I didn't aim far enough this way. First time, every year, the first crossing, it's like you're so scared, you put yourself in a bad situation. Being afraid of what you're doing ends up making you, or putting you into this exact situation that you're afraid of, which is precisely where I am right now. Husky subframes are cheap and plastic. Another thing I don't like. Oh God. The other brutal part is just getting back. My peg caught me there. This thing's probably gonna slide down the waterfall. There it goes. That's frustrating. But that's the game, isn't it? That is the game. Can't let it beat me. I don't know, I'm gonna try again. It is frustrating though. I don't know, I think I can lug across it. I'm sure I saw Ryder do that. Look at my rear tire. I mean, we're talking 100% as slick as I can handle. See how slick that is? Can't put my feet anywhere either. Woo. Yeah. Yeah. That's where that just soft as gummy I can get comes in handy. I kind of got scared trying to send it across that, which most of the time I just go and it usually works out. I'm just a little afraid today, I guess, since it's the first time riding this. And yeah, I just missed. You've got to shoot your front up in, and I just curved too early, causing it to let go, and it's really hard. But you saw there, I could lug it across, so focused on the delivery making sure I'm in that just bottom end of the power. You guys can see, even lugging it across, it still slid and caught just barely on the ledge. That's, I mean, it's just pure granite and moss, so it's just like ice.